Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. Our friend Mark Villain's here. How you doing, Mark?
Hey, what's up, guys?
How you
So,
doing, man?
Mark Villain came by because he's been opening up different Villain coffees
Yes.
around the state of Florida. Obviously, the original Villain coffee in Satellite Beach.
Correct.
Right next to Goombay's. I pass by it all the time.
Yeah, you call
You
yourself.
pass by, you don't stop in.
He does not. He's not a coffee guy.
Well, I'm always, my whole life, I'm in a rush. I'm always late for something or in a panic, and I have to figure out how to stop that.
Never early, always late. Sometimes just forget things.
Yeah, but it's just I never have a chance to like leisurely enjoy life.
Well, you would need to
And
get. You would
that's
need to,
a problem.
You would need to start going there earlier, and you like in order to give yourself a relaxed. Like
I'm
for
never
instance,
relaxed.
Right. For instance, if you were going to Satellite, right?
Yeah.
Which you spend a lot of time there, you would go there and like, you know what? Let's go at a pace where we can stop by Villain Coffee and we could get a couple coffees and then maybe just cruise down the beach a little bit, check it out, look at some stuff, and then finally show up at the Wizard's house instead of go, we gotta get to the Wizards, go.
I was late, early. It's
too
it's a
much.
panic. But anyway, and then the second location opened up in Melbourne, which actually our original Godzilla pinball machine is there.
I missed that pinball machine. That's a good pinball machine.
I haven't played.
This one's too hard. The Foo Fighters one is really hard.
That was pretty cool, though. Huh?
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, it's got great music.
So where's the location in Melbourne? Just to give.
It's in downtown Melbourne, the opposite side of the street of Mega Mally's.
Okay. There you go. Easy enough.
So downtown Melbourne, and then a new location's opening up in Rockledge Brewery. Tell us about that.
So we're opening up a location. We teamed up with Beachfly Brewing Company, and we're opening up inside Beachfly. So it'll be coffee in the morning, beers at night.
Okay, all right.
I love that.
They have a beer with our coffee, like made together. It's like a brown coffee ale.
You could get some Delta 9 in there for lunch.
You
You
need to get into Delta 9.
You get Tom and Dan Delta 9 for lunch. We do lunchtime. We call it not liquid lunch. You can't say that. Smoking your lunch.
Yeah,
smokable lunch.
I mean, we're on the cusp of Delta 9 at this point. And we're just like, I think you just sell drugs.
Every night in bed, I turn to my wife. Every night in bed, I turn to my wife and I say, "What are we gonna do when we get to Delta 10?" That's what I say. What are we gonna do?
Well,
What are we gonna do?
Well, as soon as they,
Delta 10 is wide open.
If Ronnie outlawed Delta 9, they were going Delta 10.
Yeah, we
it's
gotta go
already in the
Delta 10.
hopper. Like, I'm pretty sure Delta 11's already made. We're just waiting until they get 9, then we go to 10.
We just gotta wait. It's like Apple phones at this point. We know they're coming. When do they release them?
So with this Villain Coffee expansion, and you see this going further, and I know we talked about.
Yeah, we actually been working on for a little over a year on this. We're opening a franchise opportunity up to anybody.
Okay.
The information will be on the website, which is Villain FL. We're doing a super low buy-in because we want to set everybody up for success. We don't want you to be in debt to open a shop, but it's turnkey. We give you everything. You could have never run a shop in your life and do it with this booklet. And with our help.
What if you're very dumb?
I don't know.
All right, that's an honest answer. I like that. That's why you're our friend. That's an honest answer.
Yeah.
Because I know right now people like EJ. EJ was looking for a part-time job. Sorry, buddy, too dumb.
Yeah. I'm trying to gauge whether I'm actually good at business or I'm very bad at an easy business. Which seems
wait,
like
you lost me a little bit. Okay, so try it again.
Yeah. Where if I was good, it would be this business would be
It'd
insane.
be huge. Can we say that? I've been saying it a lot lately on everything I do. I say it's huge.
Cease and desist coming your way.
Because then I'm like, maybe this is so easy that anybody can do it, and I'm actually bad at it.
There's no one else doing this. There's no one else doing what we do.
But I don't know why. Anyway,
I know why.
So,
Who
Mark,
would want to do this?
let's talk about ranch life because me and
That's
Mark.
why you're so brown. Let's talk about. Let's address the brown elephant in the room.
yeah.
Mark is browner. Look at that. I'm gonna put you on the camera. Look at how good he looks. Look how brown. I gotta get brown, man. I'm way too pale.
Oh, I got to get sunscreen, I guess.
No. Don't do sunscreen.
Yeah.
I don't.
Nature's sunscreen.
Yeah. So
The sun is you do enough sunning, and the sun becomes your sunscreen.
So Mark, me and Mark text all the time, and it's usually about
Name dropping right in front of the guy.
a new some sort of Facebook tractor or buggy he bought, and he's like, "Look at this," and I'm like, "Whoa, wow!"
You are known for your crazy vehicles. You have like Korean trucks, right?
Out front.
Yeah.
I want a Korean truck. If you ever get more
That's
of those,
Japanese.
Oh, Japanese. I want a Japanese truck. I'll buy one. One of the key trucks. I'm in. Like, I already talked to my wife about that. I wanted to drive her out a little truck, and I'm going to wrap it and make it look crazy.
I just lifted it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I can't wait to go outside and see it.
So, what new toys do you have, Mark, at the ranch? And then we'll talk sheepdogs.
All right, I like this. I like that. You have only the best stuff to talk about.
I got a side-by-side out there right now. Well, I'm borrowing it from somebody, but
Okay, yeah.
so that's been fun.
How much land do you have again?
It's 11 acres.
Okay, 11 acres.
That's just enough.
God,
I give my wife 1, and I take 10 for fun.
Yeah. I always wanted a little bit of land.
What would you
know?
put on your property?
Oh,
Would
well-
you stock a pond? Have you stocked a pond?
Not yet. I'm going to.
You want to do that?
yeah.
I've always wanted to be the person, but I want to build the whole pond. I want to start from scratch. I want to pick the area.
Yeah,
I want to dig the hole.
Get the tractor.
Yeah, I want to and make it look like cool, or maybe make it look like the shape of something, like the shape of Florida or a ding dong.
But I want to be so rich, I put a blue marlin in there.
Oh, saltwater. Saltwater's hard to do.
It'll live for like 15 minutes in a doo-doo pond.
No, longer than that.
Yeah,
They're
well,
surprisingly
Yeah.
very, very hardy fish.
Yeah.
You put him in there, I think he could go for about 6 days.
Yeah.
But
We'll
the
salt
seventh
it a little
day-
bit. Yeah.
The 7th day is be real sluggish.
It'll be thrashing
Yeah.
around in
Easier
there.
to catch.
On the 7th day, you'll be able to get on top of him like those fat ladies that molest manatees. You ever see those fat ladies? They jump on manatees.
Yeah. I want to put a manatee in there.
You can.
That'd be-
That's at the pinnacle.
You can
of
do
rich.
it. You can put a manatee on there, and you can hot glue a trucker hat to the manatee if you want. You can do anything you want now.
Yeah, it's
Can
your
you
land, right?
Can you get a pet manatee?
Yeah, you can.
They're still endangered. I think they
You can
protected
do,
or whatever.
Are you listening to anything I'm saying? You can do anything you want. You just have to keep your mouth shut.
But Tyson had a white tiger. That has to be endangered. I mean, those are endangered. I get a manatee, right?
I don't see a problem with the manatee because the manatee, if it gets out, it's not going to start going on a rampage killing things. It's just going to, swim down the channel or whatever.
Yeah. And also,
Where are you going to keep it?
In the
your
pond.
In your pond?
Yeah. I'll
How
put
big is the pond?
It'll be big enough for a manatee, 30 by 20 or something. I don't know.
I always thought it would be a good idea to put a manatee in a tank in a nightclub for just one night. And we all dance around it. We're having a great night and partying. And then it goes home in the morning. It goes back to its river. But just, imagine that. You're dancing around a manatee in a nightclub. That'd be awesome.
There's someone that has a pet manatee,
Absolutely.
right? And they just hide it.
For sure.
Yeah. Because my uncle had a pet gator, and I remember growing up, he had it in a small fish tank at first, and then he had a big, huge fish tank, and then it got so big, he eventually had to let it go,
Well,
which I'm sure was a problem.
Andrea's
It
dad-
was used to humans.
When he was living on the river, he had that baby manatee that would come out and every morning, and he'd sit out there and he was feeding it. He's feeding it Jimmy Dean sausage. He's throwing a sausage legs, and the baby manatee loved him.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'm supposed to tell that story.
Yeah,
But I'll tell
You
you
can
right
pick
now.
it up and put it in some giant.
I'll
You
tell
put it
you-
in your pool.
I'll tell you something that's a Florida wildlife fact. Baby manatees will eat Jimmy Dean sausage links. Put it on a shirt.
Sorry, back to the ranch.
I almost brought my goat with me today. I thought,
Oh, you
I
have
thought
a
about
goat?
it. Yeah.
You have a goat?
I got 40 sheep, one goat.
One goat. What's his name?
Goat.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
Real brown red Florida men don't name
no.
their sheep or goats.
You can't give it
Yeah.
you can't give it an identity.
No,
The horses have names.
Okay. What about your sheep? Do you have a favorite sheep, or they're just
Actually, there's one I call SpongeBob because she's not growing and she's kind of a square.
okay? All right, I like that. I
So,
like that.
how much do you know about sheep?
Now a lot.
Okay, so let's talk sheep
He
because
knows enough to buy 40 of them. What do you have? You don't even have any pets.
I don't have 11 acres. If I had
You
11
could have
acres,
a fish or something. You need
Plus,
a pet.
I
That
gotta-
would humanize you if you had a pet.
I got a crazy wife that's an animal lover that will be sleeping in the bed with the sheep, and they'll all have names. Like, she'll cry over every one of them.
Would you give Tom one of your sheep?
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
one.
Like she'll cry. Like if one got some sort of disease, some sheep disease, she'll be
Oh, my
crying.
God.
She'll be giving it leukemia or
Yeah, laser treatment.
giving it some sort of cancer medicine.
Oh,
that-
absolutely.
You know, like this is a sheep. At a farm, you just
My
blow-
sheep needs an AIDS cocktail.
you just bolt its head and then use and sell its meat. You know,
Yeah.
you have to be a real Florida farmer.
Are you getting the tax benefits
Oh, yeah.
of? Yeah, okay, that's all right. That's
it's
what
only a couple $100 a year for
But
11 acre for property tax.
But still, like, and what else do they do? Can you get like wool from them? Can you?
These are all hair sheep.
Okay.
You can kind of get wool off them, but I only shear them and just throw it away. But border collies are the main reason I have sheep. So
Okay, just
So,
for
yeah,
for activities.
Well, he trains sheepdogs.
Oh no
which-
way! I
that-
didn't know that.
Right, so back to my sheep question. I saw some TikTok video of some sheep. They're like, oh, this sheep was found in the forest and it had been lost in the forest for like 7 months or like years. Maybe it was years.
Oh my God!
And then it had grown so much wool that like it was ridiculous. Like I mean, I guess. It basically it couldn't even see. Like it was just a gigantic wool ball with like sticks attached to it. Just for walking through.
I've got it here. It was 80 pounds of wool.
I saw that article actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's funny we all saw that.
It was covered in 80. It was lost in the forest for years.
So then I was like, oh, so have sheep been bred so long, like kind of like dogs, that because this couldn't, like I was like, how did wild sheep exist back in the day without getting sheared, or this has just been so genetically inbred like dogs that they are now exist, they have to be sheared or they'll overgrow their hair and eventually like maybe the sheep would have been killed by its own hair. And like, how does that work?
It's because when you breed, so if you're getting wool, you're going to breed the sheep that produce the most wool, and so generations and generations and generations of that, the sheep being bred will be constantly, it would be the most wool.
Yeah, so this is the Brock Lesnar of wool production. This sheep. Like, this
So-
is a big, woolly...
So these sheep couldn't live without being constantly sheared, or they'll be
Hindered
because
by it.
Yeah. The sheep couldn't even see. It has so much wool, like
Well,
it's
it
like
doesn't even look like it could barely move
yeah,
very well,
yeah.
right? Like,
It'd
at
be
some
killed
point-
by its own wool.
Yeah, just like the whale. The whale was being killed by his own weight.
So
And then when the sheep stands up, the camera goes to the sun.
so with the sheepdogs, how's that going?
Oh, that's good. I do it every day. Once I wrap up all the coffee stuff, go out to the farm and we train dogs and feed and work them on cows, work them on sheep.
Oh, that's killer, man.
And then we have a guardian dog that lives out there. He lives with the sheep. He's a 130-pound Karachikon, this like Bulgarian breed, and he lives out there permanently with.
You have a Bulgarian Krachikon. Holy crap!
130 pounds is big.
Oh
for a
yeah,
dog.
if you
That's a
jump the
big
fence,
dog.
he'll kill you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you come on the property with me, he's cool. Right.
Oh, like he really.
Well, hold on a second. What if he doesn't see you? I don't want to be walking around there. This thing creeps. I'm only 152 pounds. That thing will be whipping me around like a rag doll, man.
Oh, he's taller than me when he stands up.
Whoa.
And so he'll actually.
The chat room is freaking out that you had. They were like, "Those dogs are huge."
Yeah.
And it'll will like kill a coyote and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
The donkeys will kill coyotes too. That's what I have. The donkeys on one end. They live with all the male animals because I'm not breeding them right now. We breed seasonally, so the donkeys protect them, and then the big dog lives with all the other sheep.
Make us a deal. We want Villain Coffee franchise and one donkey. What do you think? What do you think? I am willing to offer you $7,000.
Done deal.
7,000. The donkey's
I wanna-
not worth $2,000 bucks.
Well, you know what
How
kind of
much-
donkey it is.
How much?
It's a
does a-
heritage. It's a premium heritage Japanese Wagyu donkey.
Look up a donkey on Facebook Marketplace. I've never looked up animals.
You can find a lot that just need homes.
Okay. Oh yeah, free donkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're all the R word. Right? Like the whole.
Good
Well,
lord.
they live forever too, so they live to be 40.
I don't know.
Not 40.
Yeah.
God
Here's
damn.
two. You got to buy them in pairs because they get lonely.
Oh.
Here's two of the sweetest, friendliest, smartest, goofiest mini donkeys you'll ever meet. $1,800, Cocoa Beach.
Oh, okay.
Cocoa
Let's
Beach.
get them. Let's get them. They're right on the beach.
2 mini donkeys,
Two mini donkeys.
$1,800.
Yeah, $1,800.
That's
Living-
pretty
living
good.
in a condo or
Do you want to see them? Look at them. Look at them. Look at them. They're cute.
What does a donkey need? You just some feed, or what kind of feed do you buy it?
They mainly graze. They get a little fat because they're from out west, so they shouldn't be grazing all the time. But I give them feed when we don't get a lot of rain.
Okay.
And then I watch them when they look skinny. We give them more. When they look
Yeah,
fat,
this-
I'll pull them off and put them in the arena for a little bit so they.
They have
Slim back
never
down.
bucked, never kicked or bitten. They're great with horses, dogs, cats, and tractors, etc. They are amazing farm protectors. Must stay together. Will only sell to approved home with references. Ew, that's going to be a problem because we'll be keeping these donkeys on the 4th floor of a townhome. How are we going to store these donkeys on the 4th floor of a townhome? I'm petting them as I'm riding my Peloton.
We're like, oh, it's going
Oh my
crazy
God,
up there.
Stop S-ing while I'm up here.
The AC stopped running and it's going crazy. So
It kicked the banisters down the stairs.
here's why I can't ever have any farm animals, because I'll be sitting.
You got to be tough with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to kick them through a gate or something.
I can be
or-
tough with them, but my
No,
wife.
I know you can.
My wife will be like, "It's raining outside. The donkeys are gonna be scared." I'm like, "Oh."
Go put a raincoat
I'm
on
like,
the donkey.
Do you understand how stupid these animals are? They don't even care. They're not scared of anything. They're tough as hell. They don't even know they're alive. They'll just stand out there. They'll eat until they die if we give them enough feed. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not scared by the weather. And then next thing you know, I'll be putting them in like some enclosure to keep them out of the rain, and then they'll be taking my whole damn life. So donkey will kick a coyote to death.
They'll kick them. They stomp them. And they'll also grab them by their necks with their mouth. And
That's called Busey them. When you grab a coyote with your Busey teeth and you whip it to death, that's called being Buseyed.
oh man, I got bit by them too by accident, like not on purpose. When I
Oh!
was feeding them, and
You know-
because they're not sharp, so it hurts even more.
Oh yeah, they
You know
got
what's
big,
funny?
dull, Busey teeth.
Not only do we have beards and tattoos, but I too have been bitten by horses and donkeys, and I will tell you right now that it hurts so bad that there's only a couple things that really I hate, like flying in a plane. I hate that. But like if I were around a horse right now and its face were near me, I'd probably take a step back because I do not like being bit by horses. It really, 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 really hurts. And I dislike their big, giant, mega beer can teeth. I don't like them.
So some donkeys and the sheepdogs, some sheep.
Well, let's
how
make
much-
our deal.
horses?
If we get the coffee
Too much.
franchise, we could do coffee franchise, a couple of sheepdogs, a donkey,
Here's
a
what I'm,
Japanese truck.
here's what I'm worried about, Mark. Is it seems like you've built yourself an animal prison. This all sounds like a tremendous amount of work to take care of. Like, who's shearing all the sheep? Like, how often do you have to do that?
It's the feet the hooves are the most work. So we do that like
Oh, I've seen this on
Every-
The Amazing Dr. Pole.
probably like every.
You ever
2
watch
weeks.
that show, The Amazing
No.
Dr. Pole? He deals with a lot of farm animals, and they have a guy that goes out there and takes care of because sometimes you got to cut them down, and then sometimes they have problems, and they
Yeah.
can get an abscess
Yeah.
or something in there, and you got to go in there and fix them up.
Remembering to renew my medical marijuana license after
Yeah.
every 7 months is almost a task too much for me. Like,
You forget you have a donkey.
yeah. So shearing all the sheep, feeding the donkeys, the dogs. My God, the dogs.
But he enjoys it. See,
Nah,
if
no,
you
no.
enjoyed it, you wouldn't forget it.
Oh, it's more work than my real work.
Right,
But it's
right.
So anyway, let's plug the new location, Villain Coffee. And so because I misspoke before when you said Rockledge, it's in Rockledge.
Yeah, it's in Rockledge,
Okay.
and it's in Beach Fly Brewery.
Beach Fly Brewery.
like
So it's funny because when you said Rockledge, I just think of the brewery because we've said that so much. Beach Fly Brewery, Rockledge.
Rockledge to me was like one of those high schools that we would play in football that
Same here.
that I had I'm like, I don't know where Rockledge, we're flat everywhere. What the hell is that? Like I remember as a kid thinking like I have no idea where Rockledge is and probably still don't.
Way cooler name of a city than Castleberry.
Yeah, anything Barry gets a bad rap, I feel like, right? Barry, get in here, Barry. It's a weird name.
Yeah. And the castle part is cool.
You know what did you?
Why'd you add the berry?
You know what did you a disservice?
To knock it down a few peg?
Dingleberries did you a disservice. And that's the problem. Anybody named a berry, anybody like raspberries, blueberries, strawberries, all the berries have been tarnished
by Dingle.
And whoever invented Dingle, you're the vulgarian. You're the problem. You're the reason that
you're right.
Because when I say Castleberry, for a nanosecond in my subconscious brain, it fires off Dingleberry every time. It's like, Dingleberry.
I know.
You say Castleberry, Dingleberry.
And then also, I know you brought us some merch, and you can buy Villain merch in all the Villain Coffee locations.
Yep, and all the locations, and we actually have a new website coming out this week or next week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And all the clothes are available on there. Coffee's available on there.
Oh, so it's everything. Okay.
Everything. And all the information for franchise opportunities will be on there as well.
There you go. So if you would like to franchise in Villain Coffee or new merch, and to find out where the current Villain Coffee locations are, you can check out the new website.
Yep. Mark, thanks so much. And,
good seeing you, man.
And also, we appreciate the partnership for years now. Mark's been helping
us out, man.
Print
Thank
our
you.
BDM shirts for BDM Appreciation Week.
Yeah.
For years now, and we've done collaborations with
Couldn't do it without
before.
you, man. Thank you.
I appreciate it, man.
And it's cool to see another local Florida small business owner succeed, and then also give back to the community.
Money. You got donkey money. Like, that's all we want. That's all we want is donkey money.
Well, I got $1,800. You're buying a mini donkey. I just got nowhere to put it.
I know. Well, I guess we could say we got donkey money.
Yeah. We just need some place to put the donkeys.
We need a billboard. That's going to boost
$10,000 a month
to boost listenership. Oh wait, hold on a second.
So, pay Mark to store our donkeys.
First, we need a billboard that says Tom and Dan, we got donkey money. I feel like that would get more listeners to our show.
Yeah.
Then we're buying a coffee franchise.
Then we got a license to let me ride that donkey, which would be the most expensive part of this whole business.
What if we did a billboard of a hot? What if we take a page out of the old Orlando Predators and we have a bikini girl riding a donkey, and it says Tom and Dan, we got donkey money, and then parentheses, let me ride that donkey. Yeah, and then that'll get the listeners.
Will it?
I think it will. A donkey billboard. I think a sexy donkey billboard. Nobody's doing that right now.
No, I know.
Nobody's doing. Everything is TikTok this, Snapchat that.
Yeah, we need to go old school media.
Yeah, we need to go old media.
Can we put an ad out in the Orlando Sentinel,
okay,
black and white?
I like this idea. Hold on. I like this idea better than my billboard idea. Half page or full page?
No, we're going full.
Okay, full page. Is it a sexy woman on a donkey?
Yeah. Okay. I think they'll let us do whatever.
And it says, we got donkey money. Let me ride that donkey.
Yeah. But then no advertisement towards Tom and Dan whatsoever.
Because it's got to have an allure. What do you think about that? You're a businessman.
I think you got to go small ad because we got the donkey money,
Okay, so
it's funnier because.
Okay, all right. The businessman's going
really have it.
It's funnier than what I said. Like, this guy's the comedian. I like that.
We'll flesh that out.
Yeah.
Mark, thanks so much for coming by. We appreciate it, and we will be right back.
Thanks, guys.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. It's that time of the month, I guess.
No. That's Bob Zaney. now I got to email him. Oh, let me give you an update on Bob Zaney. So we have this comedian, Bob Zaney. He will be appeing at Porky's Comedy Club in St. Cloud in November. If you want to go see him. But Bob Zaney, he's been zooming in once a month and doing this thing called That Time of the Month with Bob Zaney. But as with most bits on our show, our interest in it is waning. We're not as interested in it as we once were. So 2 weeks ago, or 2 months ago, when we went to have him on, I was installing these new cameras. We had some problems. We had to skip it a day and then come back on a Tuesday instead of a Monday to do it. This last time we did it for this month, when he went to call, we had forgotten about it and we were like 15 minutes late. So he emailed me yesterday and he said because we're so disorganized, he wanted to know if he could have my cell phone number to remind me of him calling.
No, okay.
That's how bad at the Zany Report we are.
You're
That's
gonna
how
give
bad.
him your cell phone
I had to
number?
give him my cell phone number so he can remind us that he's calling it. That's sad. That's kind of sad, right?
I thought he was gonna say I'm quit.
No, he'll never quit. He'll never quit.
Well, we do this a lot, and I like that we do this but I also feel that it's so much work for Drew that I feel bad scheduling him ahead. Like, hey, you want to do this next month? Because I'm like, he's probably like, this is not worth my time and effort. But
I don't
somehow
get that
he still
feeling
gets
at all.
excited about it.
I don't get that feeling at all. When Drew emails me his intro, and of course we are talking about none other than show famous Game Show Drew. Everybody loves Game Show Drew. Thank you for being here, Game Show Drew. I do have his theme song. I know he doesn't like to really talk before he hears his theme song. He sent me his theme song. And here
the thing?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he always does a custom theme song. Ladies and gentlemen, it is another edition of Game Show on Tom and Dan with Game Show Drew.
Oh, this guy's back again? God, I like him, but he always makes it awkward. Anyways, here we go. This bit is falling apart just like afraid not. Heard it was doomed from the start, well I'm afraid not. Cause I'm back here in the studio, blowing like I'm Hoodio. Still alive, no coolio, all up in your booty hole. F it, we're gonna do it live. Hide your children, hide your husband, hide your wife. Pay no mind, take your time. Buckle up, grab your nuts, it's game show time.
Yeah!
Now
I love the auto-tune. Wow,
Yaman.
you really went for it. And he put a Yaman in it. You really went for it with the auto-tune, Drew.
Thank you.
Now you're aware that AI exists, right?
No, but this is better.
Yeah, AI can't do that.
This was better. I'm with Drew
You're
on
right.
this one.
The AI cannot purposefully do something bad.
This was better.
That is true.
I mean, can AI stutter and say booty hole?
Can you
I
ask?
don't think so. I don't think so.
Can you ask it to do something bad?
No.
Will it do something
No,
bad? It won't.
I try to do that.
It'll always do good, right?
The only thing I've ever been able to make it do, and ChatGPT took that away from me, is I was able to make it mimic the character in Breakfast at Tiffany's.
It'll mimic.
It will mimic a racist Asian, little Asian. It'll do that.
Also,
It'll do that.
But
it took it away from me. It took it away from me. I did it too much. I forget the character's name in Breakfast at Tiffany's, but it's a very famous actor.
Also, good job referencing a viral video from over a decade ago.
What is that?
That's one of my things.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Oh, I still say that too. Yeah,
And
yeah.
F it, do it live.
Oh yeah. Look at that.
Yeah.
It's like
That was 12 years ago.
stepping back into 06.
And since Trivia Drew is here, it's always better to have a guest in when we
Yes.
do trivia.
Yes.
So I put it on the BDM page. I'm like, who has nothing to do tomorrow? Because really, that's what I'm asking. Like at 11 a.m. when you should be working, who's got nothing
Who's
on
bored?
on a Thursday? Like literally schedule open.
And who did you grab? Who did you earmark for this particular game show?
Mike B's here.
Hey!
I know Mike B.
One of my favorite podcast personalities. I'm going to sing your praises for a second. You're very funny, man. I love this guy. I'm glad you hit it out of the park. Game Show Drew and Mike B.
I did respond in like 4 minutes.
I'm having an
Most of it.
incredible Thursday. Do you want to talk about what my wife did this morning? Like, I'm having a really good Thursday.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I knew something was gonna happen because Daniel yesterday he's been itching to get the brand new Switch.
Yeah,
the
Nintendo Switch
2 or whatever.
Yeah, I like
What's the official name? Is
Switch
it
2.
Switch 2.
Yeah, Nintendo
Okay.
Switch 2.
And Daniel's like, oh God. He's like, who can we pay to wait in line to get this Switch?
yeah. I was going to pay Andrea's mom.
And then I'm like, well, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be an aftermarket. You know, it'll be so it just depends on you pay is it worth paying someone or is it just worth buying in the aftermarket? And then Daniel's like, no, I need it now.
Yeah, I gotta have it now, man. That's how you get the drug.
Yeah.
That's how you get the chemicals. Like, if you just wait until the hype of the Switch 2 is gone, then you're not going to get the rush of chemicals that you get from getting it when it's early.
I camped out for the PS4. It was awesome.
It wasn't
This
awesome.
man knows. See,
I
this
think
man
so.
knows.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. If he can remember it's pretty good.
It sounds
it's pretty good, right?
absolutely horrible. Camping in a parking lot of Walmart.
You camp every weekend.
Yeah, but not in the park, in the woods with the family.
And you
not,
come home saying it's just as miserable.
Not
It's
for
just
a-
as miserable. At least this guy's got a gaming system.
Yeah, some gaming system. I don't even play video games, so I'm the worst person to ask about this because I have no interest. Except for my sons do want to play the new Mario Kart.
Yeah, Mario Kart World. I heard it's a big world of karting.
But anyway, so Daniel was talking about yesterday, and I'm like, oh, yeah. He's got his mind set on this. He's
do.
getting it one way or the other.
One way.
And if I know him, he's going to send his wife. I didn't think that. I thought that. I get confused.
I cannot send my wife. It's not like she's not like NPC. You like wind her up and be like, "Here, execute this task, you slave."
Well, she went and got it for you this morning.
She loves me because I eat it good. I've been telling people I eat it good.
That can't be. Well, she told me it was because so you stop bitching about it.
Yeah, okay. yeah, there's that too.
Which
There's
is
that
way
too.
different than
That's
eating
okay.
it good.
That's a portion of it.
She's like,
It's
I
that
had to
and-
do it because he was driving me insane
Right.
every second of the day about this Nintendo Switch.
Nonstop.
And I'm
And
like,
he eats it good.
no, she never said that.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard that
She
under
just
her
said
breath.
driving me insane.
I'm pretty sure I heard it.
So I got this for him and the
No,
dog
she said
to
she
leave
was
me alone.
getting it. You know, she did say before she left that she was getting it. There were some curse words in there. So I would quote, leave her the blank alone.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
she said to you. And then you guys laughed because they're very similar. So they laugh at the same mean things when they're bullying people that they shouldn't bully.
So your wife went this morning. By the way, this is.
I didn't ask her to do this, by the way. She was getting a
Something-
matcha.
Yeah.
She's getting a matcha, and then she swung by the Colonial Target, and they happen to have a Switch too. So she picked one up, and then she drove by here and surprised me with it. I do not deserve this woman.
That's a hell of a wife.
I do not deserve this woman.
What a
Yeah.
sweetheart.
Yeah.
Well, she got it for you, and then she immediately came in and she's like, "This is to leave me alone."
It's okay, that's true. That is true.
Because he wouldn't stop bitching about it, so I had to get it to leave me the hell alone. So leave me alone.
Here's something I know about
I'm like,
Tom.
all right,
I'm gonna give you a compliment.
I'm like, well, I get it.
I'm gonna give you a compliment. He does not lie. That is all. That is all. He's not a liar. That is all 100% true. That all happened this morning. My wife bought me something to leave her the f alone, and she said it to my business partner, and then they bullied me and laughed, and then she left with her matcha drink. Okay. Anyway, should we game show?
Yeah. Let's do it.
We heard the theme song. Drew, you have
Yeah,
the floor.
We can jump in. You know, Mike B, first of all, you are a legend of the show, so I'm super pumped that you're here.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Do you know how the game's played?
Yeah.
You good?
Just chime in. What can I just say? Mike B.
Legend is too big of a word there.
I had a feeling we'd hear from you.
A known-
I had a feeling. I saw his eyebrows go up.
Known persona.
You can't just throw around
What
legend.
about
It's like
Cadillac
throwing
Pat?
around "I love you." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's
Oh,
only
my daughter says it to me like
Yeah.
500 times.
Yeah.
What about Cadillac Pat? Legend status yet? Or
Yeah.
no? Close? Mike B or Cadillac
Yeah.
Pat? Who's the bigger legend of our show?
Yeah.
Mike B.
I feel like you have to die to become a legend. I'm just happy.
But
one day,
legends
Mike.
never die, Tom. Legends never
Yeah,
die.
the word like it's
Well, the person does, but the legend does.
Yes, yeah. I love becoming a legend, but it only comes after death. That's the problem. Becoming a legend.
Your dad is a legend.
Yeah. And that's what I tell Cadillac
Yeah.
Pat. I'm like, you need to leave become a legend. And then you won't benefit it now, but you'll benefit after post-mortem.
I thought Pat was going to be a legend, but he's all natural and he doesn't juice, and so he'll never be a legend. Okay.
All right.
Keep going.
So now, Mike, I never asked you how familiar you are with a corporate time because all these trivia questions are about a corporate time. By the way,
Well, the show. Well, can I help him? The show is every show is very similar to each other.
I got a lot of email because I was like, "Hey, Trivia Drew's coming in tomorrow."
Yeah.
By the way, this is on the BDM page. I'm like, "Trivia Drew's coming in tomorrow. I'm looking if anybody can make it at 11 a.m. Let me know, and then you can come in and watch the show." and then participate. And then I got a lot of emails from people like, I love doing trivia. I'm great at trivia. I'll go. And I'm like, do you even listen to the show? Because it's trivia specifically.
And you said show trivia. You said specifically show trivia.
Well, no, Drew's only done specifically.
No. That's on you. If you didn't put it in the headline, you can't expect people to understand that. I mean, maybe this time he's doing standard trivia. If you didn't put it in the heading, if you didn't put it in the actual post, if you just said, "Hey, who can come in and play trivia tomorrow?" then these people are answering your questions accurately.
No. I contend they are not, because Trivia Drew only does show trivia.
Yeah, but they may not know that.
Well, why don't they know? This is on the BDM page, and these are all listeners. How often do you listen?
They're reading fast. You read fast.
It's Trivia Drew.
You read. Does
do you even listen to the show?
Did he link you as Trivia Drew?
I don't know the link. I don't know his last name or anything. What do you think? I'm
scaring
insane?
Drew.
It's in my email.
Look at how argumentative this person is.
Share a name with one of your sponsors.
No, but I know he has Trivia Drew.
Okay. All right, that's fine.
Drew Rosenberg or whatever.
I will say that this thing of you getting mad at all of our listeners every day is really working out for us.
I'm sorry, Tom. Was there a question supposed to be here?
The question being, Mike, do you know the ACT trivia? Have you been listening?
I mean, yeah, I listen, but I'm also one of those weird guys. I don't listen to anything other than podcasts. So, I mean, it's in there with like other podcasts. So, I mean, yeah, I know what.
Okay. Well, how much
I
you
was giving this guy compliments and he doesn't even know our show now.
No one knows it. That's what I'm saying.
No, I said I listen to ACT. Yeah.
Okay, well, I know you've
Hold on,
listened
in the last year?
Have you listened to every episode?
I listen. Yeah, I stay pretty current.
No. Okay, we'll see. Yeah.
I feel like
Ready for question
The guy who only ever
I feel
scores like one freaking.
Oh, you're blowing, Mike.
God,
Damn it. You can't hold your F word.
you idiot.
I'm joking. It doesn't. Really matter.
It doesn't. Yeah, we don't care. I overreacted there. You're not an idiot.
Matters.
You're not an idiot. I like you.
Yeah, we've had a slip before.
Yeah, it's
it
fine.
seems like no one cares.
I think we have one skip once a week. It's totally fine. At this point, if they say something to me, then I'll start editing.
All right, so let's start now. Just to refresh everybody's memory about this segment, because obviously no one knows what it's about, because the BDMs didn't know.
Our show is kind of hard to dial down what the show is about.
You're going to ask a question that is pertinent to an old episode of, it could be AMT2, ACT, an old episode of the show, and we have to yell our first name, and then if we get it right, we'll get a point. And then there's some mini games inside, and at the winner will win a prize at the end.
Correct.
All right, let's go.
It sounds so boring when you just say it. Yeah. Okay, let's do it.
All right. Question number 1. What's the capital of Alabama?
Mike?
That was just a joke.
I like that. You got him. Hold on. You got Tom a little bit. He was mad as hell at you. And he was about to stand up and say, "You mother effer," right? You were going to be, "You mother effer." And then the chat room was going to get to see two hunks fight it out because you guys are beefy.
Is it Birmingham?
Mobile. Dan, Mobile.
I don't know.
All right. Do you know, Mike?
Yeah.
What is it?
I was gonna say I thought it was Mobile.
Oh, okay.
See, me and Mike said Mobile.
Anyway,
all right, let's go.
Get
All right. Hint. Nothing to see here. On Wednesday's ACT titled "Son of Ninches," you did a weird job Wednesday talking to a salesman who was once a fatty and his wife left him. Tom started talking about bribing people in sales and how much he wants to do that, but then he's afraid he might get busted. He then said if he was arrested, he always wanted to do what?
Dan.
Yeah.
Poop in the back of a cop car.
No.
Oh God. Seems like I should know my own dreams.
Nothing to see here.
And mine is to poop in the back of a cop car. Just
Tom.
Yeah.
Poop in a metal toilet.
No.
Oh,
God.
I've always wanted to buy a metal toilet.
You know, you can buy them.
No, I know.
We almost bought one. I don't know if the listeners know this, but we almost bought one for the studio.
We
really did.
Look that up on Facebook Marketplace.
They're expensive as hell, dude.
Yeah. If we can get one used, though, there's got to be some prisons that are decommissioned, right? They're selling their toilets.
What if we bought one that a serial killer pooped in? That's cool.
Like Charles
Ted Bundy had diarrhea in this toilet.
Mike, you got anything?
Cause a scene.
No, we were looking for put his blazer over his head and run to his SUV.
Oh, the pooping is after you get to the SUV, but we missed the blazer part. Yes.
God.
Yes.
We got bonus here.
Okay, bonus.
After you said that, Dan said, "This is why I know you and I, Tom, are different, because this is what I would do."
Okay.
Dan wouldn't put a blazer over his head and run to his SUV. What would Dan do?
Oh, no, this could be anything.
Okay. Well, yeah.
God.
I remember this.
Why don't either of us remember any of the things we say?
Because
It's because of how the show is engineered and how our brains work during the show.
yeah, because it's blank and then it's improv.
My
and then it
brain
goes
is a
blank
colander.
again.
My brain is a colander.
It just goes through.
Yeah.
And then it's never remembered. Okay, well, it would
This
be.
is what Sammy's a crush on.
Might be.
Yeah.
Okay.
The dance on top of the cop car.
No. I like that you have a guess, though.
It's something. Okay, because.
Oh, we're giving participation points now. And you see that?
Here's your snow
All right,
cone.
I can work it out because it's just from decades of doing improv with Daniel. I'll say something and then Daniel will say, "This is what I do," and it'll go opposite because that's the funny part.
Yeah. So it was blazer on the head.
Yeah. So blazer on the head, and then then Daniel's gonna say something
Wait a
opposite.
minute. Was I gonna poop in the back of the cop car?
One more absurd. God. I don't know. What
Dude, you're on the right track.
I
You
know.
almost had a beautiful mind moment. He'd rather be wearing a hoodie so he could pull the strings and give himself a hoodie hole.
yes.
Hoodie hole.
And you know what? I just figured out a better thing that I would do. You said you'd put the blazer over your head. I want to just wear a blazer and walk out no pants on. That'd be funnier.
The Porky Pig.
Yeah, a blazer no pants is very funny. All right.
And the cops do the guy a favor and put the blazer over his head?
Sometimes they do.
Yeah, they have to because he's handcuffed.
Sometimes
you
they
can't
do.
put your own blazer over your head if you're handcuffed.
I think
it's a nice
sometimes
cop.
it's if there's
Legal
so
team,
much.
right?
I think
But is the legal team? Oh, the legal team is escorting you out of the
they're
courtroom?
with you.
Yeah.
they're with you.
Yeah.
So they put the blazer on. The cops don't really do it. They don't care about you.
Yeah.
They want to rough you up. I would. If you're like a child molester or something,
Yeah.
I'm walking you to the car. I want to poke your eyeballs, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Spit in your face.
Or
If
should-
I'm paying big case money, you better be putting the blazer over my head when we're leaving the courtroom.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
making the rounds again. It's an old video, but there's this psychopath like murderer guy he just got found guilty and they're taking him away, and he does that move where you're in your handcuffs and he elbows his counsel right in the eyeball. And he hits him so hard, like because he's guilty, like it was like knocks the guy out. It's crazy. You can see it on Reddit.
But I like knocking your lawyer out because you've been found guilty.
Happens a lot.
The lawyer's like, but you are guilty. We knew it from the start.
What else you got, Drew?
All right, here's your hint. Arabian Nights.
Uh-oh, my pants busted. Okay.
Question 2. On Thursday's ACT titled The Ursula Slayer, you talked to about water parks with Joey Mazant. What did Daniel say is the first thing he does once he gets into a family raft ride?
Oh, I did. Dan.
Yeah,
I stare at all of the women's camel toes.
verbatim. That's exactly the answer.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Give me the
because
point,
it's
give me the point.
real.
Not just any wives,
yeah.
all the wives.
We only remember the real.
Real, yeah,
because
yeah.
that's what he does.
And
like
I
to do that.
contend that every American man,
Yeah.
you know what? Every world man. Every world man. This is a world man.
Yeah.
That if you travel from a foreign country and you come to our lovely city of Orlando, Florida, and you get in one of these family rides, and it's you and your wife and 3 other women, you ride up the conveyor belt, and when everybody sits down crisscross applesauce, you stare at everyone's toe. You go full toe.
Yeah. I mean, you're not always staring at it, but you're glancing.
You got sunglasses on. First of all, you got a hat, you got sunglasses, and you go left, you go middle, side, your wife, left, middle, side, your wife. Everyone does it.
Okay, all right.
It's just I talk about the stuff that people don't like to talk about, but you do it. You
All
do
right.
it.
You bring us all together, really.
I think I
We're
do.
all the
I mean, I
same.
think I do because for years the radio hosts in this city have lied to you about the one I'm thinking of namely is Jim Colbert. I mean, I don't masturbate. I've never masturbated. This guy, that man
I don't
is a
think he said
GD
that.
liar.
All right, Daniel's got 1 point.
He's got 1 point. He's got
in
the lead. And we're on to our first mini game.
Okay.
All right.
Folks, I've read the social media posts and reviews when we do this, and I got to tell you, they really love when you do singing challenges. They really like it. I think they like it
God.
because you, Dan, are talented, and you, Tom, are something. And I've got another.
He can drum and play bass.
I'm sure he can. I should probably do a
that's
drum.
what you say to special needs people. You're like, oh, I'm sure
Sure you can, little buddy.
Yeah, don't do that.
So I do feel bad because I did not realize we'd have a listener here, as in Mike B, because I only created 2 song lists for YouTube. But Mike B can play along because he can guess the song. This game is called Church Songs. So you each will have a list with 2 songs on it.
All right.
Okay, he's giving us.
Now, you don't need both songs. That's just giving you a choice of song that you want to do, and you're going to sing it like a church song, like a little choir boy. So that means the only noise you can make is, oh. Okay. No E's, I's, O's. It's only, oh.
Okay.
Now, I don't even know the first one.
That's why you got 2.
But I do know the second one. So
who goes first?
Dan, show us how it's done.
All right, so I'm going to go with the first one.
now you can't sing the lyrics, though.
Can't sing the lyrics. All you can make the noise is, ah. Oh.
Okay, you ready?
Oh, Mike B. Pink Pony Club.
That is correct.
Oh, God.
I
The
nailed
pony
it. I
one.
freaking nailed it. That was the most choir boy Pink Pony. I even did the big.
That's good. I got amped up. That's a point for Mike B and for Dan.
Yeah.
And now, just to clarify, the Pink Pony Club is a strip club?
I always thought it was your butt. Is that wrong?
I don't know.
I thought it was a euphemism for your ass.
Is it? I have no idea.
She's going to the Pink Pony Club.
Okay, so you're going now. Okay,
Hey.
all right. So
Andrea's is more of the brown mule. We call it the brown mule boys. Like it's like
the Brown Mule Cantina.
that's our business together. That only needed Cantina on the end to be perfect, and he did it. I want to hug him so much right now. You're great.
It's more of a cantina.
The Brown Mule Cantina.
All right. So here we go. Okay. You know what? I don't know how this song starts, so I have to just
go with the chorus.
Yeah.
He's doing it again. They love it. They love it when he does it. On YouTube, there's a video where all of these people are like, we came to this video to see how, look at how dumb he is. Look, he just stands there with his mouth open and going,
I don't know why it's hard for me. I hate doing this.
I know.
I hate you, Drew. And I hate this.
Oh, wow. I didn't expect that.
This is what your listeners want.
I just want to talk sports.
Me too.
I just want to talk sports, and I dream about it. I was like, oh, man, imagine if I could just go in and talk about if the Steelers are going to get Rodgers. But no one wants to hear it. Anyway,
All right, here we go.
Oh, yeah, I forgot what it was. Okay,
Just give us the Oz.
Oh, damn it.
Clip it.
I started with the wrong note.
No, you didn't. You don't even know what the right note is. That's not even true. What you're saying is wrong.
Yeah, but okay.
You started too high or too low? Go law. You can do laws, right?
No, it's only Oz. Only Oz.
Okay.
Dan, Jurassic Park.
No, it did sound like
so far. No, so far from Jurassic Park. It is not even close. That's not even close.
Oh.
Okay. 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 I did a throat fart.
Is that what he's doing?
No.
What'd you say? I think you're breaking the rules.
You should have got that one.
Dan, girls just want to
That's it.
Yeah.
That is it.
Yeah, he gave it to me. One for me, or one for me, one for Tom.
Oh God.
It's I have 3 points. Mike B has 1 point. Tom has 1 point.
God.
You know what? That was worse than the last one you did. That was worse.
That's why I hate it, because I can't do it. Anyway.
At least we're not holding sticks with hot dogs. Or
Wiener Whacker.
Yeah, the Wiener
That was a
Whacker.
good game.
It was a good game.
All right. Hint. Wet Roughnecks. That's question number 3 on Friday's ACT titled Astrophotography. You talked to Derek about the moon of Jupiter and that how much water is on there that it might be teeming with life, and that Tom and Dan, your kids, could one day be studying these species. What did Dan say next?
No one knows. That's the thing. Could be anything, right? Isn't that what makes it terrible?
No, but let me think it out.
What was
here.
the hint again?
Wet Roughnecks.
Okay, so the guest said someday, our kids could see this is teeming with life, something with the ocean, right? So
Okay.
it's some sort of ocean monster. If I know Daniel, it's got some sort of downstairs girl part, mouth/teeth. Joke, you know what I mean?
Wow, Anthony going very.
Fish.
There's some fish in there.
There's a fish and some, some sort of monster.
Yeah, fish
some
and a
sort of
vagina monster.
Yeah. Anywhere close?
No.
Okay,
that
okay.
sounded way off.
Okay, wet roughnecks. What could be on there? The island.
Okay, wait. Roughnecks are on like oil. Maybe they're drilling for oil. Dan, they're drilling for oil up there.
That's not even funny. You wouldn't say that.
I don't know. I'm trying to win. I'm not trying to be funny.
God,
Mike B, you got anything over there?
I'm blanking out.
Because you don't listen to the show. Tom is right. Tom is right. You know
What?
what? I owe you an apology. I owe you an
I
apology.
know what's happening.
Do you know
knew
how
from
many
the start.
apologies I owe this man? Now I'm going to apologize to him.
Mike B on here, he's not going to get any right because he doesn't stop listening years ago,
Yeah.
just like most BDMs.
He's just drinking our beer.
We don't got nothing, Drew.
We were looking for, instead of they could be studying the species, Dan said, or they could be fighting bug creatures like in Starship Troopers and taking co-ed showers.
No,
horny.
yes.
We should have gone horny.
I knew it was
Yeah.
in the horny. Yeah. They were co-ed showers.
Do you know that afternoon, after saying that, I looked up that scene, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
still holds up.
Yeah.
The co-ed shower scene in Starship Troopers still holds up.
I think it's possible to take co-ed showers.
It is.
Um,
I can do it, and I'm willing to do it with all the listeners.
should we do a big co-ed shower party?
Let's do a Starship Troopers co-ed shower event.
Yeah,
Cabana Live.
Okay, you come to
no,
Cabana
yeah.
Live dressed as a Starship Trooper, and then we all take our clothes off and get in the pool, and no one can get a boner.
Yeah, I like
Because it's a co-ed shower.
We're all excited about it, and we get there, we're like, oh, it's all dudes. No women showed up.
No, I'm dressed like a spider monster. I'll dress like a spider monster.
Why does that guy have a gun?
That's pretty funny.
Anyway, next question, Drew.
I love your segues from the banter into the questions.
Yeah, he's running out of patience.
I know, I can tell. All right, hint. Don't be mad, Dan.
Uh-oh.
Question number 4 on the Friday free show titled The Tale of the Unused Boat. BDM Rob from Winter Garden called in to tell you how much he's been enjoying ACT. In fact, he says he thinks it's funnier because it doesn't have any swear words.
I
What did
remember
Dan
this.
say next?
Oh, God. Is it horny?
Yeah. Was it something about taking a horny
effing
co-ed
way.
shower?
No, not no
Mike
effing
B?
way.
Mike B?
I thought it was no effing way.
No.
I'm going to say, okay, what was the hint again? Don't be mad, Dan?
Yeah, don't be mad.
Is it, he's calling into the show where we curse to say that the other show's funnier? Was I mad at that?
Well, that's not what you said.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm on the right track,
Yeah. Like, so the guy's like, oh, the other show's funnier without cursing.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, get the hell out of here.
Yeah. I don't know, Drew.
Dan said, Well, I try to tell Tom that, but he says we need the fucks and cunts.
Well, now we gotta beep it out, Drew.
No, I'm sorry. Don't be mad, Dan.
I'm not.
It's funny because when you say it, I'm like, oh, I remember that exactly. But I don't remember it at all. Gun to my head, you would have blown my brains out. And then after you said it, I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember exactly that moment when he said it. What is that?
We also do record more than anybody I know.
Yeah.
Even on days where it's a light recording day. Well, it's how long do you record? 3 hours.
No, the radio guys, they still record more than way more. They're doing like 5 hours a day. I'm like, my God.
That's true.
Yeah. But more than any other podcaster for sure.
Tom, we record Oh No every other week, and Owen literally asks me every week, so what's a name for the show? I'm like, what did we even talk about?
Yeah.
I just finished talking about it. No idea.
It just falls out of your head.
Yeah.
It is the way that this. Anyway, it's boring to talk about. Like, well, this is why podcasting is weird. What else you got, Drew?
We are on to our next mini game. This one is called Reoccurring Characters. You have so many people that come onto the show, and they have their own persona.
Yeah.
And they truly are podcast characters on here. So I'm going to give you hints to different, we won't call them legends, but people that are reoccurring characters.
Okay.
They're short little hints.
He edited that. Did you see
Four hints. And then as soon as you know it, yell out the name of the person. You get a point if you're the first one to guess the person right.
All right.
All right, first hint. Drinks too much.
Tom.
Yeah.
Joey Mazant.
No.
Damn, that was my guess, too. That was my guess, too. Yeah. I'll cut that out.
It's such a broad.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have guessed so quickly. Sorry, Joey. I don't
I
put your
thought Tom
business
was
out there.
literally saying himself.
No. I mean,
Okay. Next hint. In the kitchen. Gentleman's mustache. Helicopters is wiener.
Dan.
Mike B.
Mike B is correct. Oh, wait. Were you saying your name to buzz in?
Okay.
Oh, no, he went. So he got it. You were just supposed to say the person's name. No, he got it. All right, Mike, let me give you a point.
All right. Oh, yeah.
Mike's in second place.
What was that
now.
helicopter story?
Was that true?
You helicopter
That's-
ding dong at OLE.
OLE, yeah, right on front.
You should not have been doing that.
Daniel brought that up because he was editing a show, and he's like, "Did Mike B really do that?" And I'm like, "No way, he couldn't
No,
have really."
This is a conversation we had.
100% did
Yeah.
do it.
All right.
You know
What are the odds?
Can you still rent that place out? We should do OLE
For
too.
helicoptering? I don't think so.
Isn't it
Co-ed shower.
Yeah, let's do our showers there, right on the court. We'll get those gray camp shower bags that just stand in kiddie pools. It'll be great. Keep going.
All right. Next hint. Hero. Villain. Money-minded. Confrontational.
Dan.
Yes.
Ross McCoy.
Ross McCoy.
Hey,
He's
I
a
should've just
hero.
yelled Ross McCoy. I'm doing this one.
He saved that crackhead from choking on a chicken bone.
That's
true.
He's a villain. He's that bug library thing. Money-minded.
Okay.
All right, gotcha.
See how it's going? All right. This one we haven't heard from in a while. Public servant. Providential.
Canadian Josh.
It is Canadian Josh.
Wow. You never know any of the people that are on our show. How are you getting right?
I'm sober. I haven't been drinking.
Other
every
hints
night.
were tariffed good and foot job fanatic.
Oh yeah, that's right. He is a foot job fanatic.
We need to talk
I think
to
we were
Canadian
asked to not
Josh.
talk about that.
Yeah.
I don't think we were supposed to talk about the fact that guy likes.
He left a voicemail.
Did he?
Maybe he regretted it.
I can't get into that. I can't get into the girl as you put your toes on it. I can't. I'm not into that.
I'll take what I can get.
I know. I understand.
Feet, whatever,
I understand.
hair.
Hair
job. I'm
Jeez,
saying
a hair job.
I was
This
the
guy's
opposite of feet.
psychopath over here.
You know, the top,
You
the
know?
bottom, whatever.
Sometimes when you're riffing, you let out a little too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Last one. They are possessed. Inappropriate. Huge hog.
Tom.
Yes.
Seth Petrozelli.
No.
What?
Talented
Dan.
anus.
Tuttle.
Yes. Tuttle is correct. Haunted your Halloween episode.
No, yeah.
I'm running away with it. I'm running away with it 6-2 to 1.
Never heard any feedback about that. No, when we actually pretend to like.
It was
Tuttle
good and not
talk
good.
Well, that's what I was for.
I checked the Tuttle possessed. I checked the numbers on it. I don't think one download. I don't even think we got one download.
Well, you didn't even know it was in there until you downloaded it, so that's how you get you. You know, like it's in
But
the
not
middle
one
of it.
person emailed me and said, "You know what? I enjoyed that." Like, thank you. For
that's what I'm saying.
Thank you for the effort in that.
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
drove all. I'll never do it again. This is why
that was
effort
a-
dries up. This is why effort dries up.
Yeah. Because no one says anything good.
And you got to say it to Tom. It doesn't matter. I don't matter because I don't care about anything. If you like something on this show, you damn sure better email Tom if you like it. Because if you are not on the radar, then he is going to kill it because he's going to doge it out of here. He'll cancel it. He's like, we don't have the money for it. Cancel it.
You're going to drive to Casadega and meet Tuttle out there.
Yeah.
He's crazy. I don't never
He's
know if
dressed
he's
in
going
a Halloween costume.
He's going to pull a gun out of his butt ass.
We don't
and
know
start
what that
shooting
guy.
us.
That guy's insane. He's
I know.
legitimately, and just when I think he's got his life together, I'll see him post something, and I'm like, oh my god, off the rails.
Okay, and then I don't know if he called the cops on himself just to create better radio. Like he'll do
He
things
would
like
do
that.
that. He would do that.
Yeah. And then
Because
we're-
he's not afraid of anything.
Yeah. And then we're out there and he's desecrating some grave. The cops are there. Anyway, so
I didn't tell you, but this had a bonus challenge to it. Whoever did the worst would have to do a Game Show Drew challenge, and that's you.
That's Tom.
Okay.
So, Tom, you have to wear this for the next 2 questions into the last mini game.
All right.
What is that?
What the
my
hell?
God.
Where the hell did you get this, Drew?
Where do you think, Amazon?
Stupid Halloween mask.
You might have to cut a hole in there for your mouth. Tell me if you can breathe with
I'll talk
that.
through it.
What is it? Oh, it doesn't even
Stretching it
fit
on
you.
like a condom.
Oh my god.
So tight.
Oh, it's perfect.
I can't even see through my eyes.
It's so small. Is that a child's mask? Oh, he's gonna die.
Cut a hole in there. To slice it. Do you have
Yeah,
scissors?
rip, just put it on your head.
I'll talk to the bottom. All right, let's get through this, Drew. I'm tired of it.
And you can see this if you could see all of this on our YouTube channel. Just search for @TomAndDanLive. We're also on Twitch. Go over there, like and subscribe.
You're ruining the illusion. I can see your real chin.
Well, I know that's the only way I can talk through it, Drew.
This is terrible.
Just go.
All right, 2 questions, and then a mini game, and you can take it off. All right. Hint, where does he get all those wonderful toys?
Oh, that's a Batman reference.
Question 5 on the ACT title Digital Prison, EJ was back with another nerd jock. He talked about a third murder mystery movie starring Daniel Craig. He said the last one was called The Glass Onion. What did
Tom.
Yes.
Fish.
Dan,
Yeah, go
an
Dan.
item at Fairvilla.
Dan is correct. You
Yeah.
can buy it at Fairvilla.
God.
Bonus question. What did Tom say next?
No, Tom.
Yeah.
Fish.
Did he say?
Fish.
I love it.
Yeah.
You know, when I said that, I was like, this is making it for trivia one day.
This fish is for trivia. This one.
You also said fish is the barbecue sauce of jokes you could put on anything.
It really is. We love it. We love yelling fish.
All right. Question 6. Hint, don't look up. In the ACT title Metallica Mud, Tom talked about a sprint runner named Banana Joe. He said that he wore white Umbros and that when they got wet, you could see his genitals. What movie did Tom say it reminded him of?
Tom.
Yeah.
Okay. I forgot the name of the.
Don't look
alien
up as the hint.
Oh yeah. It's Fire in the Sky.
Fire in the Sky is
Yeah,
correct.
nice job. You're coming back.
And there's a bonus question. What did Dan say it looked like? His wet white genitals.
Could be anything.
It was a perfect description. Didn't get any credit on the episode either.
Yeah.
I like that you're a fan, Drew.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Because after I say my joke, I ignore
Your
the
brain
show.
shuts off. Yeah,
Oh
I
my
do that
God.
too. After I say something funny, I look around, people are laughing, my brain goes, and it's just white noise. I don't hear nothing.
Yeah, I'm like, I can take a break for 2 minutes.
Get some air.
You're starting to
Go smoke a cigarette.
look Beetlejuicy over there.
Beetlejuicy. I like that name.
Like you're trying to scare me out of your studio.
We don't know, Joe.
It looks like raw chicken at Publix.
No.
Okay, all right, that's not that
paints-
good.
it
I
paints
could
a
have done
picture.
better. I could have done better with that.
All right, we got our last mini game, and after this mini game, Tom, you can remove the mask.
He's a good sport for keeping it on.
He is. I knew he would be. This game, I know they get weirder and weirder, especially when it's one we've never done.
Yeah.
This one is story sound effects. I've written a personal story for each of you, and you'll have to provide the sound effects of the things that are happening in the story. And you're like, when do I say the sound effects or do the sound effect? I'll stop the sentence. And when I leave that pause, Tom, you put in the sound effect. Your sound effects can be noises. And they can be words. In fact, some prompts are words. And then at the end of this, we'll let Mike B. judge who was the best at the sound effects.
Oh, okay. Well, Daniel's a sound effect guy.
Not necessarily. Haven't been doing it much. People don't like it anymore.
Believe in yourself, Tom.
Michael Winslow's destitute these days.
All right. This story is called Tom Gets a Little Scared. Tom Van sits at home while a thunderstorm rages outside.
Do I do them or Daniel?
You.
Okay.
He said you.
He's home alone, so he's aggressively masturbating. Tom then hears a mysterious noise at the door. And there before him, he sees a ghost that is making a wretched noise.
That's the correct noise.
Tom lets out a high-pitched yelp. He then runs to the bedroom, gets under the covers, and he begins to sob.
I don't even know how to pretend cry.
Can't skip.
I don't know what it sounds like.
He thinks
Can't
crying. He thinks crying is bald bull.
Yeah, Tim Allen, Tool Time.
And it is at that time he feels the ghost get under the covers, remove his top hat, and give him a ghost job.
Damn it, I used this one already.
It's okay.
I used the lip
You can
one.
use it again.
No, I used it too much. I used it twice.
Use your left hand.
End of the story. Well done. You can take that mask off.
Hey, nice job, man. You did a good job.
Dying. All right.
Stupid.
I don't think I can beat that.
It was pretty good, but I know I believe in you, Daniel. All right. This is Danny Dennis Learns to Fly.
Okay.
Daniel Dennis is a newly trained commercial airline pilot. He gets on the intercom to make his final announcement before takeoff.
Are we going to do it or are we going to make it? I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to get there in a record time. Beautiful plane. I love this plane. This is the best plane.
Yeah, I like that angle.
He pulls the plane's throttle and the engines roar. He's been drinking, and as he hits altitude speed, he decides to shotgun another Coors Light. He's masterclass. As he looks forward out of the cockpit, his plane runs into a flock of geese. This causes engine failure and all the alarms sound. Daniel calls traffic control on the radio and says only 2 words.
They're eating.
You're like, what are they eating?
Communication broke up.
I remember that.
They're
I remember
eating.
that.
No, communication broke up. No one knows.
And then I'm like, are they still eating them? I think they are.
No one knows what's happening.
The plane descends 2,000 feet and crashes into a Castleberry neighborhood. Now a ghost, Dan decides to pay Tom a visit. He goes to his house, chases him into his room, removes his top hat, and gives Tom a ghost job.
That's why we're in business together.
Bravo!
We're in business
That's
together.
good, that's good.
Yeah. In fact, that could have been a friend show.
Yeah.
That could have been a friend show. I think that's what they do. They do like something silly. Then everybody applauds. It's like, oh, that's amazing. Was it? I don't know.
You're like, I missed severance for this. Anyway, I think
mean.
Daniel, no, I'm just joking.
It's up to Mike B.
I love it. I miss severance for this.
I guess Daniel won.
No, Mike B is a true diehard listener.
Okay.
He gets to choose.
It's Daniel. Yeah.
I appreciate it.
You're right.
You did.
Yeah.
I've never won this game.
Now I will say the quality of Daniel's Foley was top tier, but your
Funnier.
your comedic timing and nature about it
was funnier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, that doesn't count for much.
The triple killer, bro.
Comedy comes in threes.
So I guess Daniel won the whole thing, right? Or
Well, we got one question left. We
Okay,
always
all
end
right,
on a question.
Okay. All right.
Hint is the bitter end, and this is back to the ACT title Digital Prison. You had Bob Zaney on. Before I get into the question, I just want to say, I love when he calls in. I think it's amazing, and it's because his jokes stink, and your guys' reaction to it is my very favorite. He has to. He has to. I can't wait. All right, anyways. Back to the ACT title Digital Prison. You had on another Bob Zaney segment. At some point, Bob challenged Tom to a joke battle. After the call, Tom said he was looking forward to that battle. Dan said, well, what if you lose? What did Tom say next?
Dan.
Yeah.
That he'd kill himself.
I'm going to give it to you. The verbatim was, it's a battle to the death. I'll bring a loaded gun and kill myself live on Twitch.
Yeah. Because you know why I didn't say that in anything funny about that? Because when he looked into my eyes, I could tell he was dead effing serious when he said that.
Do people laugh at that?
It's funny. And then Dan said he'd lean into the camera and say, clip it.
All right. Well, thank you, Drew.
You're welcome.
Daniel
Nice
won.
job, buddy. I've never won that game show because I don't.
Do you bring a prize for
Yeah,
him?
it's that thing over there.
Oh, good. No, I need that.
Yeah, take it.
No, we use all of your props that you give throughout the years, all of your props that you've brought in here. I keep them, and then we repurpose them for Jeff's Bagel Run commercial. so I'm not kidding. Like, I'm wearing wigs, I'm jumping around, and people are like, where do you get your amazing costuming? I was like, game show.
That'll be our Halloween, Jeff's Bagel.
You watch. You're going to see me giving a ghost job to a bagel.
We're going in a different direction.
Don't forget your top hat.
Mike B, you got anything to plug? Oh No Radio Show?
Yeah, of course. You can listen to the Ono Radio Show on Twitch, twitch.tv/ONRS Live, or just Ono Media on YouTube. And if you want to catch me doing my thing, come on out to Hollerbox. I'm there five days a week.
I was actually thinking of going this weekend.
Yeah.
Come on out, I'll be there.
Because I don't think we have any dance, and I just told the ladies I want an epic meal. I want like a big. I want a gorge. Because I've been eating slop all week, like healthy food, and I want a meal, like a meal that's worth driving for.
Yeah. I was supposed to go back and repaint. I was ripping all the decorations off the wall of our Airbnb.
You did it fast.
And a lot of the paint came off with it. And then I told the owner, I was like, I'm going to come back here and paint this up real good.
You'll see.
And then I haven't, I was like,
Anytime somebody says, and the phrase that was key there was real good. Like when you go, I'm going to come out here and fix this up real good. You'll never see it again.
Peeled out. And the chances are she'll see me again. It's right there.
Oh my
God. I still plan on it.
Tom, is that you?
Well, Trivia Drew, thank you so much.
We love you,
appreciate
buddy.
it. Mike B,
love
thank you for
too,
coming
buddy.
in.
Good job.
And we will see you tomorrow. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We are live on Twitch and YouTube, and we'd love it if you'd come over and hang out with us. Just search for @TomandDanLive. You can like and subscribe. It really helps us out. There's shorts on there. Swervy Jones cartoons are on there. All kinds of stuff. Behind-the-scenes videos. If you've never checked out our YouTube channel, I'd appreciate it if you would give it a look.
We have some new things at tomanddan.com for sale in our merch page.
But they're just items from our home because things are going poorly. I have a range on there. I have a washer dryer on there.
We should start selling our own stuff like Facebook
trust me,
Marketplace.
I've thought about it.
Yeah. Although it's to a smaller audience than Facebook Marketplace, so we'd be doing ourselves a disservice. But we could higher the market value.
Oh, I know.
Because they're like, I want to buy Dan's dryer.
Yeah, well, you're better at this stuff than I am, but do you know that I am still tortured by the abusive relationship I was in that's called radio? And did you know that morally I could have been doing that my entire career? It's only okay to do it now that I'm on a podcast. You know what I mean? Like, I could literally go, hey, please buy my stuff, and it's no big deal.
Yeah. No, you could have done it back then. I used to do that.
I couldn't do it. Abusive. I love him. I still love him.
I still remember when a listener of the radio station came and because I was selling my dirt bike because I had no money. I was so poor. I was like, I'm going to sell my dirt bike. And he came to I brought it to the station to sell it to him.
Yeah.
And he came and gave me the money. He's like, keep your bike, man. And then just gave me the money. And I'm like, I'll never forget this. I'll never forget you.
Do you know who that person was? Barack Obama. It was Barack Obama.
Well, I forgot who it was. But I appreciate it.
Let me top that story real quick with something negative. Do you remember the time that we had like a Christmas wish show, and a listener brought up like a brand new BMX bike, and Jim Colbert stole it and flipped it for money.
It was a mountain bike.
Yeah, it was a mountain bike.
I remember that.
And he stole the bike from the charity,
Well,
and he flipped it for money. He probably smoked the money because marijuana. There you go.
So we've got $10. You know those car coasters that we're giving out for BDM appreciation?
Yes.
They're basically like they absorb like stuff that falls, like liquids that fall into your car
Drinks.
coaster area. But anyway,
Are you an alien? You don't know what,
I don't know
what drinks are?
I was waiting until he got full. Like mine are filled with some
drinks.
sort of swirl around in there. Anyway, we got those for sale, and we got the sticker packs that everybody liked. For BDM appreciation, we gave one sticker to everybody, but we got now all the stickers for sale if you want to buy a pack of all of them.
There's crazy ones too. Like they're kind of like never seen before.
They're
Very
like show joke stickers.
Yeah, inside jokes, limited edition podcast stickers, and you can check all of that out at TomandDan.com.
So tell me about treasure hunting.
Oh, real quick, before treasure hunting, if you are a Diet Mountain Dew drinker and you don't like playing, like contests, please send me all of your bottle caps.
Oh my God!
Because I have all. I'm killing it. I am playing the Diet Mountain Dew. They did the new logo, the new Diet Mountain Dew logo. They took it back to the mountains. They went away from extreme sports, and now it's just fat guys swimming in the river.
Yeah, I don't like it, by the way.
I like the fat guys swimming in the river. So now they have this new thing called Bottle Lotto. If they couldn't have made Diet Mountain Dew trashier, they added Lotto to it. I love this. So what you do is you go online to bottlelotto.com. You put in your 10-digit code, and it gives you a digital lottery ticket that you scratch with your mouse, Tom. You scratch it like you're standing at the 7-Eleven like a crackhead, and you scratch it. I've already won $30 and 2 free bottles of Mountain Dew. I am killing it.
Now, you have to redeem them and give them
You just go to the website. You just go to the website and put in a 10-digit code, and then they email you. They emailed me what do you call it?
A coupon?
No. For the bottles of Mountain Dew, yes, a coupon. But the money, I got a Visa gift card. They sent me a $30 Visa gift card.
This is an old man thing.
I love it.
I remember,
I'm a sweeper now. I'm just like Andrea's mom.
My stepdad was collecting his Marlboro points.
There we go.
And,
Hell yeah. I'm Steve. I'm the new Steve.
And I remember when other old people used to be like, give me the tabs off your Coca-Colas.
Well, the big one's Monopoly. Everyone, give me your Monopoly piece. Give me the Monopoly piece off your hash brown, please. Please.
I used to tell them, like, you know what I'm saying?
I'll S your D for your Monopoly pieces, please.
They're all common. There's just one that's a rare. The boardwalk. You see what I'm saying?
Park Place Boardwalk.
Like you only, and now the internet. Everybody, you'll never find it anyway. All right.
It's Mug Root Beer, Aquafina, Starry, Diet Pepsi, and Diet Mountain Dew. All those are your Pepsi products are the ones. If you don't want your bottles, send them to Danny Denny, or just send me the code, and I'll enter them for you.
Because I like money, right? Yeah. I love money.
Well, I got 3, dude. I've purchased 4 bottles of Mountain Dew, and I made $30 and 2 free bottles of Mountain Dew.
In my entire life.
You're a businessman. That's good business.
I have never, and I don't think will ever, go to a website to redeem anything, or like codes or whatever.
My wife kind of got me into it. She did it for the Orlando Magic thing where we went and got on the court a couple of days ago.
I've never done any of that, and I never will.
She was on Instagram, and in one of the reels, the Orlando Magic had a code that came by, and like a QR, or not a QR, like a hyperlink, and it said, do you want to go to the new logo reveal? And she clicked it, and then she just put in her email address, and they're like, okay, you're in, you're registered. I mean, it's super easy.
No, I know.
All free. Like free popcorn, free drinks, Pepsi again. That was Pepsi. Free Diet Mountain Dew.
There's code people and there's
non-code.
Non-code. I'm a non-coder.
Yeah,
I do not use. I've never used a coupon.
Because it could be a waste of time.
It's not even that. I can't do it. I can't ever. There's no motivation to do it. Even it's like, hey, you could get some, buy one, get one, Mountain Dew. Next time you go to 7-Eleven. I can't.
Yeah, I understand.
I just can't do it anyway.
Yeah, it took me a long time to build up to it. You know something that I think you could be? a treasure hunter. Buddy.
Oh yeah, that I know.
I'm reading. I think this was at a this was at a Popular Mechanics this morning because I'm going to my Apple News, and I come across this. Are you familiar with the treasure hunter or a treasure hunter rather named Tommy Thompson? Great name.
I am. It sounds fake.
I know, but it does sound fake. It also sounds like something I'd make up for you, like Tom Van, Tommy Thompson. Yeah.
It sounds like a character from a NASCAR comedy movie.
A little bit, yeah. A Walk Hard scenario or a Ricky Bobby. But so this guy's born in 1952. As a little kid, he's obsessed with ocean and machines, all that kind of stuff. In 1976, he starts working with the legendary, and you're going to know this guy, legendary treasure hunter, Mel Fisher in Key West, searching for, what is it, the Achoa? The Achua?
I think it's Mel Fisher. He found some treasures.
Yeah, so this guy Tommy Thompson, he's working firsthand on this Mel Fisher expedition, and he's working for that particular outfit. And one of the things that he sees and that bothers him is that it's very sloppy, it's very unscientific, and most treasure hunts at this time were very pretty much kind of like gold mining. And it's like, well, where do we think it is? Go there, and we're digging a hole. We're finding it.
Now, before you move forward,
yeah.
I don't know this to be true, but I have a feeling it is, in the fact that I know Mel Fisher spent a lot of time getting a lot of investors.
Yes, that's part of it. That's all part of treasure hunting.
Yeah. So I just have a feeling we're all drawn to treasure hunting.
It's the Tosha. Thank you.
We all want to be treasure hunters because we can imagine the joy in finally finding that treasure. And someone recently found a bunch of gold coins off Florida Beach recently, some scuba divers.
Yeah. It still happens occasionally in little pockets.
And it was like hundreds, if not like over $1 million in gold coins or whatever. It's always a super. So my point is, we are drawn towards finding the treasure, obviously.
Yeah,
right?
it's a mystery. Yeah.
Like, we love the fact of looking for treasure and then finding it.
It's a fiscal mystery.
And then we're rich, right? But the 99.9% of the job, in fact, usually it's 100% because you'll never find a treasure, is just driving around in a hot boat and also begging people to be investors or trying to sell yourself to be investors because you need a ton of gas money and
you're out
crew
there
money.
A while.
But you say if we find some, you'll get a piece of it, and that's how you sell them on it. So really, I feel like the majority of your time is just spent finding investors to invest into the treasure hunt.
Right.
And that's really the job. And so it's now you're just a salesperson.
Well, yes and no, but I'm glad you mentioned that. I mean, you're maybe a bit of foreshadowing, right? So he's on these Mel Fisher expeditions. He realizes in doing this, that they're all disorganized, right? And he's a little bit more like my wife Andrea. He's an organized, he's a smart guy. So what he doesn't like about these treasure hunts is it's chaotic. There's buoys everywhere, and he hates it. So what does he do?
The people that are drawn to treasure hunting are like me.
Yeah.
Right? So I just want to go.
Dreamers aren't organizers.
I just want to I'm like, let's go tomorrow.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, we don't have the gas. I'm like, we'll figure it out when we get there.
So this dude, he starts working at places that he knows can give him a leg up, right? Because he's telling himself, I like treasure hunting. I want to do what Mel Fisher does, but there's got to be a better way to do this. So he starts getting the education and working places. He starts working with the government he works with the Russian government to help get Soviet sub data. He starts planning precision-based treasure hunting using satellites and mapping and accurate underwater mapping. He makes friends with those type of people. He starts planning a precision-based treasure hunt with his friend Bob Evans. So they target this.
Bob Evans,
I know. Their names are great.
Big Buffet?
Yeah, it's Tommy Thompson and Big Buffet are going to go. They're looking for the gold.
Is it actually the same Bob Evans?
No, it's a different guy. So they target this particular boat known as the SS Central America. It was a steamer that sank in 1857 during a hurricane, and it was carrying a ton of gold during the California gold rush.
Okay.
So to get to what you were saying, what's his main job? You know it. You called it. He's a businessman. He's got to get investors. So between 1983 and 85, because he'd had this plan to get better at treasure hunting. He gathered his information. He found a great target. He's got his buddy who's a satellite genius. This guy's his satellite guy. He's the main business guy. He gets $22 million from investors, and this is in like 1985. He builds a custom submersible robot known as Nemo with cameras and claws and stuff. He's doing it right. He's doing everything that Mel Fisher didn't do. Like, this guy's almost like the anti-Mel Fisher. Like, he created a 1,400 square mile search grid based on weather, ship logs, ocean current data. Like, he is going
trying to find this ship that sank with a ton of gold.
So he starts searching with sonar, but he's out there for a long time, and you know how these things go. When you're out there for a long time, you're draining money, and his partner at the time is kind of getting pissed at him because they're taking a long time. And they want to finish a full scan, so they're scanning. They deploy the Nemo in 1988, so keep in mind they've been at it for about 3 years. It's in rough seas. Nemo is thrashing back and forth. They're like getting to the point where there's hyper frustration, and they're going to break the whole thing apart. What does Nemo see? Boom, there it is. It's the SS Central America. They find it.
They find it?
They find it. Okay, so they're going through everything. Nemo's pulling the silt down, okay? And coincidentally, and I found this I found this 2 different places, so I think it's actually true. The day that they found it was the exact date that the ship sank in 1857.
No, really?
Yeah.
Just by some crazy
and
coincidence?
that happens a lot, by the way. Those type of things line up all the time. So Nemo, the submersible, is down there, and it's moving the silt all around, and guess what they find?
What?
A 30-foot pile of gold bricks and coins. 30 foot tall.
Oh, my God.
Gold. The quote that he said.
That's a gigantic pile of gold.
30-foot tall pile of gold. Tommy Thompson, real name. He screams, "Gold everywhere like a garden." He's like, it's a garden of gold.
A gold garden?
A gold garden.
So now this is an underwater submersible, so they're seeing, and like in the 80s, it was real rough as far as the video.
It could have been a potato down there with a hose stuck in. Yeah, who knows?
But it was good enough to see a bunch of gold that they verified is down there. Did they say how deep it was?
Okay, apparently no. I don't know how.
But deep enough where you couldn't just send divers.
Yeah, it's very deep. But the thing that came up in multiple publications because I had to research a bit more than just the main article. This story is that it was so much gold that you could have literally had the worst camera down there. That's how much gold it was.
Yeah,
it was so much gold that when it hit the light, when the light hit it and they moved it or scratched it, it was like, oh my God.
Okay, yeah. So this is, let me
throw some numbers at you because I know you like this stuff. So Salvage Trips pulled up thousands of coins.
Okay, so they did start pulling it up.
Yeah. But they had to wait, because remember, they find this at the end of 88. So between 89 and 91, Salvage Trips pulled up thousands of coins, gold dust, nuggets, and over, ready, 500 massive gold bars.
Okay.
The estimated haul was over 1990s money. You got to do the math here. 1990s money, over $100 million.
Oh, wow. So an insane amount.
People were calling it at the time the greatest American treasure find of all. Like, this is is the biggest thing that anybody's ever pulled up.
And this is Tommy Thompson.
This is Tommy Thompson.
So I've never even heard this story.
Now, here's where it starts to go sideways. Immediately following it, People Magazine gets a hold of it. They're doing stories on him. He's doing the pictures and everything. You can probably picture it in your mind. Tan guy, beard. He's got the gold necklace on, tiny white shorts. He's posing in front of his boat. People Magazine hits it. Boom, 39 insurance companies sue, claiming they paid out for the lost gold back in 1857.
Really?
Yeah, legal battles freeze Thompson from selling treasure, and the market crashes. He eventually sells a portion in the year 2000 for $52 million. Still huge, but a fraction of the original hype.
So the original insurance companies were able to, I guess they were that old where they're saying we have a claim on this. Weird.
Yeah.
Where did it come from? Is this like coming out of?
It was coming from, I think it was coming from California.
Okay, all right.
And that's why, and it would have been at the peak of the gold rush.
Gotcha.
The absolute peak at it. So here's where it gets even more weird, right? So he sold a little bit, $52 million. He kept 500 custom restrike coins worth about $2.5 million. He doesn't distribute the proceeds to any investors. He gets sued by his investors, the Sonar crew, and even his old partner, and a judge demands that he turns over the coin inventory. So they set up a court date for all of this. He doesn't show up to court. He completely vanishes. They put out an arrest warrant for him because this guy's on the lam now. He says that the coins, he was like giving them excuses. He's like, they're tied up in some sort of other account or something. He's lying to them. He goes on the run with his girlfriend, who's his assistant at the time, and they disappear into where? Central Florida.
Really?
Yeah. They found him. They caught him at a Hilton in 2015. They finally caught him at a Hilton in Boca Raton with over $500,000 in cash. He pled guilty. He got 2 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. He still refuses to say where all 500 of the coins are, and he claims that they're in a trust in Belize that he can't access. He won't even talk about it.
Yeah, because as soon as he gets out, he's gone. He's out of here. Wow.
Yeah, he's still in prison.
Think about like you find a 30-foot pile of gold and then all in the 80s, and then you have all this headache and you can't even, like, your life, it's like if you find a 30-foot pile of gold, you think I'm going to be rich forever and unlimited money. And now it's just everybody starts suing you. You only get half of it.
Well, here's the thing. He gets out in January 2027. I think we should try to make it our top priority to try and talk to this guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We got to get Tommy Thompson on the podcast. I'm like, this is my white whale right now because he.
What prison is he in?
Eventually,
in like Bushnell? Or
well,
something?
eventually in 2014 they went back down because they're going to get their money. No matter what. They hired Odyssey Marine to finish the job. They pulled up more bars, 15,000 more coins and historical artifacts. They got about $30 million after expenses and then split it up between all the investors. That's what the court did. Thompson's contempt charge is finally lifted, but now he has to serve out his criminal sentence. So he's set to be released in 2027, January of 2027. And that'd be right around the time that I think we can scoop in there and talk to him about his crazy story.
Yeah, no, that would be awesome.
The chat room said, is this a Jimmy Buffett song? What did I tell you this morning? I go, this is a movie.
Yeah.
This is an amazing movie of a guy on the run with his girlfriend assistant. And,
There's also, because all of us.
Very sexy.
Listen, I mean.
Exciting.
I know some of our listeners are richer than others, but I think I'm pretty confident
I think we kind of hit all marks, right? I think we got a little bit of everybody.
Yeah, but when you get into the realm of unlimited money, then I don't think anybody's listening to this that couldn't even understand. But
what, $100 million in 1990? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
That's a disgusting amount. That's like Bitcoin years ago.
Well, speaking of that,
is this where you tell me you're independently wealthy and you're leaving today?
No, when Zuckerberg, when he got original investor, but it's not the twins, it's not the Winklevosses. It was another guy that bought. I think it was like 10% of Facebook, or he donated, turned 30,000 into something like $1 billion or whatever, hundreds of millions. But that guy, he as soon as he realized, oh man, this is going to turn into, unlimited money, he just left the United States, revoked his citizenship. Because he knew. Because if you find hundreds of millions of dollars of gold or all of it, whatever,
they're coming for it.
No matter the government, others, they're coming for you.
That's what's happening to Bitcoin people now.
Yeah.
That's why they're getting scooped up off the streets.
No, I know. Yeah. So either crime is coming for you, the government, someone's coming for you.
The devil, yourself, your own alcoholic demons.
You $1 million. Even that to us is unlimited.
No, SJ did the math. So $100 million. 1990 would equal $244,681,713.85.
Yeah,
that's a sickening amount of money.
That's kind of what we're looking at with some of these NFL players, especially the quarterbacks. And when you start looking at wait a minute, Derek Carr made 100 and I think he made $230 million.
And he turned down 30 and retired.
Yeah. And people are like, well, how did he turn on 30? You know,
Yeah,
he's got
you
unlimited.
You don't get it.
I understand. Yeah, like even if you have 230 and the extra 30,
No,
like
he
30
doesn't
million
have to.
But it's unlimited at some point. Like no matter what, like even the NFL teams, like once you get, you sell off 10% of the entire team, you get 900 million. Like that, that's at a number that's unlimited at this point. It's like, and so 30-foot tall piles of gold is unlimited money, and they're gonna come for it.
Yeah,
someone's coming for it. So it's like I don't know what you do. Like how do you, because you couldn't keep it secret. It's like,
well, I mean, those guys don't, and
you'd have to understand, like, whatever I find, I'm gonna have to give away 60% to someone. Only get 40.
His problem was the only problem he did was he lied to his investors.
That's why he went to jail.
Right. Well, if he had cashed everything out, he could have done he would have done very well for himself if he had cashed everything out correctly and paid everybody back. He would have been okay.
But I feel for Tommy Thompson.
I knew you would. That's why I brought the story
because
up.
I found, let's say I'm Tommy Thompson. I feel kind of like it. But if I'm Tommy Thompson, I'm like, wait a minute, I found this, and now like some old 1800s insurance company.
I risked my life.
Is trying to come after it. And all these people, they're like, I'm going to take some of this back because I'm the one that found it. I'm the one that sent, this is my plan. And now I have to give away all of it. I'm taking some coins, and then you just and everybody wants it.
This is
like,
my
you
wish.
Can't do this.
I'm taking it back. I know. I get it. I get it, man. 100%. I get it. And it's very exciting, though. I knew it for some reason when I was reading the story, and I read the part about the insurance company coming back, and I was like, in my mind, the switch went off. I'm like, well, he's got to run.
Yeah,
he's got to.
There's proof that logs and like they know ships were carrying this much amount of gold and they sunk somewhere in
what's going to be the new version of that? Is it going to be that there was
there's billions of dollars of gold sunken out?
Well, there's going to be new versions of that, right? So is the new version of that going to be there was an airplane carrying Bitcoin on a hard drive, and the hard drive crashed in this remote area of Germany? In this area, and we can't find the hard drive, but it's in there.
Well,
or that landfill guy.
That landfill guy. There is. I mean, what was the number of Bitcoin? $1 billion.
At least $1 billion.
Like there's $1 billion worth of Bitcoin on a hard drive in some landfill.
I think he just
that's
bought
a treasure.
The
landfill. Think about it. Like essentially, that is a treasure hunt. I mean, you're gonna find $1 billion. I mean, that's bigger than this gold.
Oh yeah.
So
because it's also making money.
So
it's a volatile currency, so it hasn't even hit its peak. We don't even know where that's going yet.
Yeah. It could be going down. No one knows, but that's the thing. But yeah, you're right.
James Howells is the man.
But you're right. Bitcoin is going to be digital gold of the future. It almost is now. But if the Bitcoin people are right and it ever reaches $1 million a coin, there's tons of people that have. A coin that they lost in some hard drive or some sort of computer. People will be hunting for the blockchain of these coins. Like someone has a blockchain of a Bitcoin that they left in an old computer that they sold, and it's still on the hard drive.
Yeah.
It's just in some sort of some guys like Sean, computer store sitting on the shelf that no one picked up. You know what I'm saying?
The only thing I have on my old computers are some old pictures of Tiffany.
But it's like it's on the hard drive.
I got Tiffany on a pogo stick. I got sushi.
If you find it, you could be a millionaire. So it's just, although there's something about being on a boat and finding it underwater, and the old school treasure of finding the gold and the jewels is way better than finding a stinky hard drive. I want to swim in it.
Or what if your computer does all the work for you? It's just like, I created this and it's worth this. It's like, well, what did I even do?
There's always a moment in all these videos where it's like where the submersible comes up with the first claw full of coins, and then it dumps it on the ship deck, and they're all around, and then they spread they're like, that's gold, that's what everybody wants.
I love
harder to do with blockchain, where you're plugging in and you're like, I don't even know what this is.
Hey,
Is this it?
You guys want to drink a Code Red Mountain Dew? Do you want one more story?
Yeah.
You want me to do one more? This one bothers me because, and I need to find out how old this lady is. Maybe the chat room can look it up. I don't feel like doing it. But Walt Disney's granddaughter, Joanna Miller, is really mad because they opened up this new Disneyland's Main Street Opera House.
You know why I'm mad is that she took her husband's last name.
I know. Why would you do that? Oh, my God. You know, I changed my name to Mickey Mouse Dennis.
You're the Disney family. Even if I marry into you, I'm like, you could keep Disney.
Yeah. I would change my first name to Waltina Disney.
You can't take Miller. Like you got to just keep Disney.
Unless it's Miller Lite. I would accept that. So she's Disney's granddaughter. And in this particular Disneyland's, I guess this opera house, to celebrate Disneyland's 70th anniversary, they were offering guests a lifelike representation of Walt Disney using his actual speeches. And it's like, so they're going to make him an animatronic, right?
Okay.
And he can like talk, to everybody. And then you can go in there and kind of get your own little Disney experience. So her stance is on this, which I was reading the article and I'm like, this is weird. She says she strongly opposes the animatronic, describing it as, quote, dehumanizing and a, quote, imposter that misrepresents her grandfather's legacy. So instantly in my snark mind, I'm like, well, what did your dad think about old Abraham Lincoln and Mark Twain, you dumb bitch? Like, that's what my
This
snark
is what he did.
Yeah, that's what my snark mind is saying. Somebody in the chat room said she's around 59 years of age. Reportedly, she cried upon seeing the animatronic. Don't give me that crap. She said she felt like it lacked the essence of the man she knew. Look, man, I loved my grandfather and my mom and dad more than anything, and they're all gone. But if somebody made a hologram animatronic version of my grandfather, I'm not going to cry when I see it.
So I think, as you described this to me,
she claims that Walt Disney said to her in private and said to the family, guys, no matter what, never make me an animatronic. Never make me a robot. It's dehumanizing. Don't do it. Can you see Walt Disney saying that?
Well,
with a cigarette and the smoke billowing out his yellow teeth mouth?
Yeah. But,
I can't see him saying it.
I can understand, like, don't bury me in the bear suit.
Okay, hold on.
I want a regular.
Hold on. This is a side step to defending a monster.
I want a regular burnt orange Sinbad.
Okay, all right. We call that a Barry Wagner, sir?
So as you're describing this,
yeah,
I believe
it's not like they have him in there looking like a fool. He's doing his own speeches.
So you never saw the show Severance, right? But me and Crystal love it. In the show Severance,
it's the marching band with a good-looking black guy with the afro. I love that.
Milchek.
Yeah.
They in Severance they use an animatronic, some dummy or like kind of wax figurine / and there's some.
No, hold on a second. If it's a wax figurine, I love a good wax figurine.
Or like a statue, but is like a realistic looking, even though it kind of looks a Bobo statue of the leader, who started this whole thing.
Gotcha.
And it's very and they portray it as super creepy. Right?
Right.
And this is a super popular show. So animatronic figures of past leaders or of companies,
yes,
I think have now become in the zeitgeist of our culture creepy. Partly because of Severance.
Like movies like the movie Megan.
What is that?
Remember the animatronic girl comes to life and starts killing stuff like that.
Also,
that feeds into
Five Nights at Freddy's. I
thought you were going to say Five Guys Burgers and Fries.
Well, it's almost like Gen Z is like
they're scared of everything, Tom.
Yeah, I know, but they are.
They're like, what animatronic bear that's supposed to make me happy? I'm afraid of that.
We grew up with animatronics, you see, but I think the new generation thinks it's creepy.
But this isn't going to be an animatronic. It's going to be like not the ones that are creepy. The ones that are creepy are like, we all know the quintessential, like, Chuck E. Cheese is the creepy ones. This is going to be like the latest technology. Actually, they ended up opening it anyway. Like, it's out now.
No, they didn't care what she said.
Like, she met with Bob Iger. She met with the president of Disney, and he was like, oh, yes. And I thank you for your concerns. And release the animatronic.
Yeah. Because they giant corporation.
And I'm glad they did that, because I think what she was saying is stupid. I think it's super hypocritical. Even though, and I see your point. She's saying saying, I knew this man. I was alive when the real version was alive. I get it.
And I do think nowadays any sort of robotic interpretation of a real human comes off creepy. I think it does.
Them?
I think it does.
Darth
yeah.
Vader at Hollywood Studios. You're standing in there. Come on, that's cool as
But
hell.
it's not
man.
a robot because he's kind of cartoony in the fact that he has
So,
like a
so you
stormtrooper.
agree with her? If it's a fictional character or somebody that's no longer alive, or I never had the option of meeting him, it's not creepy. But if it's a real person that could be dead, it's creepy.
Yeah.
Maybe you're on her side.
Well, I just think if you show me an animatronic, especially a leader of a company, like when Arthur Blank eventually dies, right?
Yeah.
Which all these owners are dying soon, right? You know, Jerry
Jerry's
Jones,
coming for him.
Blank, the Colts guy, he just passed away, but
God bless him.
if they have an animatronic of Arthur Blank at the stadium, right? I think most people would be creeped out by it.
I think
if
they'd
he's
say
giving a
they're-
speech or whatever, and then it's like
Not to sound like
"Ooh."
you, but I think they'd say they're creeped out by it. It's a nothing. Are you really paying attention to it?
Well, yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like when I go to Hall of Presidents and I see Trump, people are like, "I'm so mad." Like it's a nothing. It's literally a nothing to me.
No, it is, but it's to us. I'm saying the new generation is creeped out by it. There's a reason why they're used, like the Five Nights at Freddy's and Severance are using animatronics as a creepy thing. You know, because in our culture, I think they've become creepy because it's kind of looked at like old, like 90s technology that.
It is.
It's kind of like how we thought claymation was the ultimate scary, creepy thing because they used to use claymation
You know who did that?
a lot.
Tool is Tool is systematically responsible for that.
Like we use claymation a lot for scary.
why the pieces fit.
Beetlejuice, the sandworms, and all that, like weird. It's like a creepy.
Yeah, there's a delay in it moving that makes it seem.
Creepy to
wild.
us.
Yeah,
but it wasn't creepy to our parents because it was new and like, oh, look at it was creepy to us because of when we saw it. So it's the same thing with the generation under us. They saw it too young and it scared them, and then now they're making movies about how it's creepy.
I also there's one other thing in here I thought was interesting is that the Imagineers, basically, at least the ones that have been like on the hook for this particular project, have come out and said like, hey, not for nothing, and we're trying to respect your wishes, but we have a job to do. But there's nothing of record in any of the things that Walt wrote where he has ever said what you're claiming. Like they're like, just to be clear. He may have said that to you privately, but there's nothing on paper, nothing written. You would think that if he was so adamant against being a robot or animatronic, that he would, because he's a clever dude. He would have had that in a folder, and it would have been in the file, and they would have known to not do that.
He named a world after himself. This guy,
That's why this sounds like a crazy old lady.
Hey, in the future, people are gonna make a robot out of you, Walt Disney. He's gonna be like, yeah, like what? Smoking, like, of course. He's named an entire theme park after himself. Like
he made it for his daughters.
The guy had an ego, right?
Yeah,
he
did.
This company is named after him. Everything is him, right? Disney. So he, I'm sure would welcome anything that was his likeness
That's
or
what
whatever.
I think too.
You know, like I don't think he cared about this is gonna besmirch my name.
Then that just makes me feel like, well, it hurts her. She doesn't like it. And then is she misremembering actual conversations she had with family members? Can your mind do that? Can your mind make you believe something that maybe did not happen?
Oh, yeah. This is the Game of Thrones. The king told me on his deathbed.
That's what it sounds like to me, too. Yeah.
He told you.
Because there's no way to prove it. All the Imagineers that worked with him at that time have all passed away. The ones that were truly confidants and people that held the secrets.
So, wait a minute. He told you something that
can't be proven.
only to you that is shockingly what you want. Okay.
Hold on, write that down. I might use this with Andrea. I think this is pretty good.
Okay, well, you'll go before her. I'd bet on that.
Yeah, not if I'm the one behind the gun. You want to do a couple of emails?
Yeah.
All right, let's do a couple here. They are
Oh.
piling up. Yes, sir.
I will say that yesterday and I normally don't do this, but you saw me. I wasn't feeling good.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry about that.
It doesn't matter. It just I got something. Anyway, when I got home, I was just like I can't leave this bed, right? So I just sat in bed and just like scrolling, and then my eyes started to hurt and getting a headache, and I'm like, this. Feeling turned into a headache. And then Chris was like, it's because you were just scrolling on your phone
for 5 hours.
for the past hour, sitting in bed scrolling. And I was like, yeah, that's probably the reason. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take this time to watch a movie.
What'd you watch?
I never watch movies unless it was Crystal or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let me start The Brutalist. We talked about that with Crespo.
Okay. I thought you go action adventure, maybe something that she wouldn't want to see.
No,
right?
well,
Like,
yes,
I usually
she's
when-
not going to watch The
when
Brutalist.
I'm alone- oh,
I'm not-
okay.
I don't even want to watch it. I'm like, I'm stuck here in this bed. I'm going to watch something I normally wouldn't to waste some time, right?
Gotcha.
And I'm like, Brutalist, 3 hours and 10
It's
minutes
huge.
or whatever. Yeah.
It's huge.
So I turned it on, and I couldn't get through the first 5 minutes of it. Not
I
because
like
it was
that.
bad, just because it's so slow.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I just went from scrolling videos, and I'm like, and then
Yeah.
so I turned it off, and then I'm like, God, so
It's like trying to sit on the toilet after you get off the treadmill. Your legs are still moving,
Yeah, and then I found myself just scrolling through Netflix, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm just doing the same thing now, So then I landed on Killers of a Flower Moon. I'm like, I remember that one.
Another good.
Long.
Oh my God, The Brutalist 2, as I like to call it.
And I'm like, DiCaprio has bubble teeth in it, like so he does. And I'm like, I remember talking about this with Crespo. This one, like nominated for Academy Awards or whatever.
Yeah, that's a big one.
So I started watching this, and De Niro's in it or whatever.
What are you thinking? You get 7 minutes.
Yeah. I forced myself to go a little longer, but I literally
14? You're making 14 minutes?
I probably made 25 minutes.
Okay.
And I was out.
Proud of you.
I was
I'm
out.
proud of you. That's like David Blaine holding his breath underwater.
And then I was like, man, I think I've ruined my brain. I cannot get through these long movies anymore. And I was like, is that going to be a problem? And then I immediately forgot.
Goldfish.
I can only now think in
Well, you scrolled
20
on. You
seconds.
scrolled on to the next thought.
Yeah. I scrolled to the next thought.
I too have trouble. I set an alarm on my phone, and at 7:30 my alarm goes off on my phone, and it says, "Put your phone away." And I leave my watch on, and I put my phone away. That way, if I get a text or something, I can still be connected, but I won't scroll. And I've been doing music and then trying to watch TV, and I'm trying to retrain my brain to watch a show without grabbing my phone. It's bothering me. I still do it, but because my phone is away, I can't grab it. But I will get up. I'll do that move where, like, I'm sitting on the couch and I'll like look, and I'll feel my pockets, and it's not in there, and it's bothersome. I have a phone addiction. I think everybody does. If you test yourself, you will find that you probably have you'll at least grab for it. At least that's what I do, and I hate it. I really, really hate it because I should be able to be connected and get a text on my watch or whatever, but without the constant look at it. I hate that. Why am I doing that?
You're addicted.
But it's like a stutter. It's almost like a stutter, right? It's like,
when you're shooting heroin, and then you just, did some favors behind a dumpster for it.
Yeah.
Like you
I'll
hate
do it too.
you hate yourself, right? No one's like, you know what? I feel pretty good about what I did today. Like, you hate it, but you need it. You'll do anything for it behind the dumpster. That's what
and I'm good at it too.
Yeah.
I'll be good at it.
That's how it works.
Because I want you to come back because I'm so addicted that I want you to be a regular.
Yeah.
To keep giving me what I want.
Yeah. Like, how many times can I do this for money?
Yeah. I'll do this forever, or at least until I die.
Anyway,
you want to get out of here, buddy?
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Anything we need to remind people of?
Well,
subscribe on our YouTube channel. That really helps us out, guys. Just search for @TomAndDan Live on YouTube or possibly on Twitch. Like and subscribe. It helps us out.
We've got the Mo Skate-a-thon
yes.
coming up July 12th. If you go to justcallmo.com/skate, you can register. You and your family. It's all free.
Yeah, you can sign up. The Cimarron Skateway has the form online. You can fill out your waiver online.
Yeah.
Get ahead of it and save yourself some time.
Because I've been to Cimarron Skateway a lot of times for these school events, and then if you pre-fill out your waiver, then when you walk in, you just give the person your name, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, it's all," and then they gave you a ticket. Then you just go and show your ticket to the lady at the window, and then you walk in. So
you will need a form of ID if you're the adult in charge. Got to have a photo ID.
Yeah, and and Mo's basically rented out Cimarron Skateway for a couple hours, so we invite everybody to come out. But it is more popular than we even anticipated, so I would make sure to sign up because obviously we want as many people to come as possible.
Bring your family, bring grandma.
But there is a limit to what their capacity is, so. Just sign up online. We, of course, we're doing.
Let's get some pogs out there.
I never got to talk about pogs.
We're gonna talk about it. I wanted to talk about it too. We want some fat ass white girls out there. That's what you told me they're called. Did I say it wrong?
No, that's what it is.
Was I not supposed to say that?
No, that's what it is. I thought we were gonna leave it a mystery what it was.
But,
and maybe people, because some people won't know, but others will be like, "Oh, that's what it stands for" on the videos. That's what I did.
I have a feeling
when Dre told me what it was.
I have a feeling they'll be.
And I'm like, I love Pogs.
Yeah, the chat room. We got Pogs or Pogs.
Oh, it's a Pog.
Yeah,
PAWG.
Yeah.
Anyway, those who know, they know. Yeah. All right. We'll see you on Monday.